Ladies, ladies, ladies. We are here tonight on Mission. Yo, how's everybody doing tonight, man? On a freaking Friday. All right, so we got some stuff to talk about, some news, and then we'll get out of here. Shawn Michaels, pretty much talked about how he wanted Mustafa Ali to work with the main roster. He was the one that told Triple H and the main roster people that he's like, if you're not going to do much with Mustafa Ali, get someone over here down here. So that's why Mustafa Ali, I'm guessing the same thing with like a guy like Baron Corbin. They're trying to like repackage him again. So he's like, yeah, I'm the one that pretty much said, if you're not going to use this, guys, send them over here, and we will work with them over here. And then he pretty much said that he thinks that both Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker can one day not only be a part of WrestleMania, but also main event WrestleMania. So pretty high praises by Shawn Michaels to both Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker there, ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward, Carlito was supposed to make his debut last Friday night, but due to the whole, the card was very stacked last week with both, obviously, the Bloodline segments. You had the United States Championship match with Sheamus and Austin Theory. You even had the first segment with Grayson Waller and Edge, and then you had the match with Edge and Grayson Waller. So pretty, you had that woman segment. I mean, they barely gave any time to that freaking AJ Styles Karrion Kross match. So pretty stacked show. They didn't think it was, it didn't make sense to have that. He probably going to be overshadowed by everything else going on. So that's why maybe tonight Carlito will make his debut on Friday Night SmackDown. We'll see. Mercedes Moné, they're saying there's still no timetable for her to come back. Some people are saying maybe August and she can be back for All In. But as of right now, they don't know. She's going to be on a New Japan show they're going to do today. But I think she's only going to be backstage. But as of right now, they're hoping maybe in a few weeks for August. But they don't know yet. They're not sure. Speaking of All In, they're still trying to figure out exactly what this is. Is this more like just an event for the people in Wembley Stadium? Or is this going to be televised in any form? As of right now, it appears the only way you can watch this pay-per-view is by the Bleacher Report app. As of right now, it is not being offered via television. So the only way as of right now, we're about a month away, but the only way as of right now to watch the All In is by the Bleacher Report app. So my guess is maybe they will make it available to purchase on pay-per-view, like for your TV. But as of right now, it's only available by the Bleacher Report app. But at least so you could watch it, right? A lot of people were kind of wondering, is this even going to be available via pay-per-view? But it looks like at least with the Bleacher Report app, it is going to be available. Dominic Conan, I believe he was that Puerto Rican wrestler who was part of Backlash during the Bad Bunny Damian Priest match. He thinks that this was the guy that was that inducted Rey Mysterio into the Hall of Fame a few months ago. He thinks so. He's close to the Mysterio family. He's really good friends with Rey Mysterio. He thinks that Dominic can be world champion. I think it's just a matter of time. His confidence getting a lot better, both in the ring and on the microphone. I believe it's just a matter of time before Dominic becomes world champion. I can see that happening, but maybe I think he's going to be the last one. I mean, obviously, Rhea Ripley's right now world champion. I think I can see both Damian Priest and Finn Balor being champion. I think if he's champion, I think he's going to be the last one to be champion. I think he's the youngest out of all of them. But yeah, I can see him being champion. But yeah, probably not for a while. We'll see what happens. Rikishi, when a few weeks ago, when Jimmy stabbed Roman Reigns and left the bloodline back at I want to say it was Night of Champions, right? Back in May. Rikishi was very vocal about it on Twitter, But then when Jay decided to leave the family, he was not. So a lot of people were wondering, how come when Jimmy left the family, you were very vocal, but when Jay left the bloodline, you were not as vocal. And they even asked him, he did an interview, and they asked him, and he just said like this, like, I better not talk about it. So a lot of people are thinking that he may show up. A lot of people are saying that he may show up for the match at SummerSlam between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. We don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But it is interesting how he was very vocal about it on Twitter, and when Jimmy did it, and then when Jay left the bloodline, not as much. So we'll see, something to look at. We'll see what happens. And final one, obviously last night the new rules came down for AEW that a lot of the moves are banned. And a guy that has been really criticized is Kenny Omega for some of the moves he takes. That one he took from Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door a few weeks ago, and he says, "Look, I know how to wrestle. You guys didn't criticize Mike Tyson for how close he would get to his opponents, and how you guys didn't say, oh, this guy's gonna get punched and get knocked out and seriously like get hurt. You guys never criticized him. He knew as a professional boxer what he was doing. Same thing with me. I know as a professional wrestler what I'm doing. So don't try to tell me what to do and what not to do." So he got pretty frustrated that people were like saying, "Hey, you're wrestling pretty unsafe. Some of the moves you take on the head and everything." So he got pretty frustrated. Like, you guys don't box or UFC fighters how to fight. That it's dangerous. How come you're telling us professional wrestlers what and what not to do? Yeah. So so I can see where he's coming from. But obviously, I think these companies, right? They gotta protect them, like WWE, AEW. They gotta protect themselves from a potential lawsuit in the future. Right now, these guys are young. They feel like they're invincible. They're taking all these bumps. Few years from now, you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s. You start having walking problems. You start having memory problems. You're good. They end up suing the company for everything. It happens all the time. It even happens in the NFL. WWE has gone through this. The NFL has gone through these. Once guys are done playing, they're senior citizens, they're 50, 60, 70. Boom, they can't walk. They can't fucking memorize stuff. Here comes a fucking lawsuit. That's why NFL took all the headshots away. You can't hit them above the shoulders anymore. Same thing, WWE, but you can't do the two-stone power driver anymore. You got to put your hands up if you're going to get hit in the head with a chair. They're protecting themselves. They're protecting you, but they're also protecting themselves for potential lawsuits in the future. I can't walk. I can't memorize. They've seen it before. So Kenny Omega, he's not that young. I'm surprised he's still having problems with this. He should know by now. He should probably even have friends that have gone through that situation. Shawn Michaels talks about this all the time when he's talking to the kids in NXT. He's like, "Hey, I know right now you feel like hot shit, but in the future, you're gonna have some problems, and you're gonna see, oh, Shawn Michaels was right. Shawn Michaels, he probably, I think he kind of sometimes limps when he walks. Undertaker, some of these guys do. Bret Hart." Mick Foley. So there it is, but whatever. I see where Kenny Omega is coming from, but he has to understand, the company's trying to protect themselves from future lawsuits. But anyways, I'm finished. The fuck is happening? Have a good Friday.